Marcus Hayes was a simple man, a broke widower struggling to make ends meet in a small southern town. After losing his wife 2 years ago, he worked long shifts at a mechanic shop just to keep his tiny home and pay for his late wife's medical debts. Life had hardened him, but not his heart. One evening, while walking home from work, Marcus noticed a large crowd gathered behind the old town hall. Curious, he stepped closer, and what he saw left him sick to his stomach. A well-dressed couple stood on a makeshift stage, calling out bids as men shouted numbers. Beside them stood a frightened 19-year-old girl, her eyes filled with tears. The parents were auctioning their own daughter to pay off gambling debts. Marcus couldn't believe it. The crowd laughed and jeered, treating the young woman like property. His pockets were nearly empty, holding just a few crumpled bills, his week's leftover pay. When the man running the auction shouted, "Who'll start at 2,000?" Marcus almost turned away, ashamed he couldn't help. But when he saw one man reach out to grab the girl's arm, something inside him snapped. He stepped forward and shouted, "I'll take her." The crowd laughed until Marcus dropped the small amount of cash he had on the table. "That's all I got," he said firmly. "But I'll give her a home, not a cage." The room fell silent. The parents exchanged glances, desperate for any money at all, and accepted. The girl's eyes widened, not in fear but in disbelief. Marcus led her away quietly. Her name was Layla. She expected cruelty, but instead found kindness. He gave her his late wife's room, cooked her meals, and treated her like a human being. Days turned into weeks, and Lila began to smile again. She learned he had once been a teacher before tragedy struck. She helped him fix up his small home, and he taught her to read and write. Eventually, word spread through town of the broke widower, who bought a girl to set her free. What began as an act of desperation became an act of redemption. Marcus didn't just save Layla from a life of misery. She, in turn, brought light back into his broken world. And together they proved that compassion, even from those with nothing, can change everything.